Hello, and welcome back as I answer your questions on ancient Egypt and the Bible. Today we're going to talk about the religion of ancient Egypt, a complex system of polytheism, having over 400 gods and goddesses and an untold number of minor deities and demons. But one of the interesting things we find about ancient Egyptian religion is that it has combined animals with their divinity in a variety of different ways. So, today's question asks, what is the difference between animorphic and anthropomorphic deities? Anthropomorphic deities are animals that assume human-like qualities. Think back to Disney films. Thumper and Bambi, having human-like qualities, but they're still purely animals. That's anthropomorphic, becoming human-like in form. Animorphic is the opposite. It's humans displaying animal-like traits. In Egyptian religion, we find both animorphic and anthropomorphic deities. One of the best ways to contrast this is to show you the gods Anubis and Wep-Wawet. Wep-Wawet is a fox-like deity. He's always shown just as a fox, usually recumbent, but he is a fox that has human-like and deity-like qualities. That makes him anthropomorphic. Now, Anubis is the jackal-headed god of the dead. He escorts the dead to the underworld. He's essentially all human in form up to the neck. And then he's got the head of a jackal. He's a human that displays animal-like traits. That makes him an animorphic deity. We see anthropomorphic deities and animorphic deities throughout Egyptian religion. And gods and goddesses in ancient Egypt can show both forms, animorphic and anthropomorphic. It's not one or the other. Sometimes it's either or both. Let me give you an example through the god Thoth. The god Thoth is the ibis god of scribes, of writing, and of magic. And he is normally portrayed in his animorphic form, being a human with the head of an ibis. But he is also shown as a full ibis and sometimes as a baboon. And in those forms, he's portrayed anthropomorphically because he's in a completely 100% animal form, but he has still the qualities of divinity. Yet another example of this is the goddess Bastet. She is the cat goddess. She rides on the boat of Re and does daily battle with the serpent Apophis. She is often shown as a woman up to the neck with the head of a cat. But she's also shown in pure as just a cat holding a knife. In her human form, she is showing animorphic qualities. As a cat, she is showing anthropomorphic qualities. So we find that in both cases, that a god can display both anthropomorphic and animorphic properties. Now, The question that often arises is, did the Egyptians really believe that the bodies of these gods had these animal traits? Some Egyptians invariably believed that these were the bodies of the gods had these animal-like qualities. But other Egyptians believed that these animal qualities were meant to describe traits, that they were really analogies or analogs of other qualities that these animals may have had. For example, the belief that Anubis was the jackal-headed god was meant to display the protective aspects that the god had, just like a dog in real life. Your dog is your best friend. He's a pet, he's a companion, he's a protector, he's all those things. And those traits were meant to be grafted upon the god Anubis, and was shown analogically through the display of him having the head of a jackal. So take, for example, the goddess Mut. She is the vulture goddess. She extends her wings around what she protects. Now, vultures are actually just trying to keep other vultures away from their carrion. Okay, they're trying to keep vultures away from their other vultures away from their meals. That's really what's going on. But the Egyptians thought that the vulture was being protective. So they were trying to... So when they saw the goddess Mut stretch out her wings, they thought caring, motherly. So Mut was the mother goddess, the caring goddess, the vulture goddess. And she's an anthropomorphic deity. Gives the vulture mother-in-law a whole new take, but I won't go there. This is what we see in ancient Egypt. These traits of animals, or what they perceive to be these traits, being grafted on their divinity, expressed as the qualities of animals. So we've covered anthropomorphics versus animorphics. I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to speak to you next time when I answer your questions on ancient Egypt and the Bible.